Garrett just spilled wine all in his beard.
It's fine.
There is wine dripping
Red
through
wine,
that
red
red hairy beard.
I need more wine.
Garrett?
What?
The Drunk Dial Hotline. Welcome back to the 5th episode of Drunk Dial Hotline. We've got
Natalie,
Zoe,
Garrett.
and tonight we're drinking a beautiful bottle of Epicuro red wine. Garrett is already on another glass. We haven't finished our first shocker of the day.
I don't know why that needs to be explicitly expressed.
Exclusively.
Explicitly expressed.
Well, that's the reason. So they know why you're slurring.
So tonight is all about liquid courage.
Oh, great.
Do you guys ever feel extra brave when you got a little liquor in you?
Yeah.
Extra brave, extra sexy when I shouldn't.
Yeah, I always feel a little suave
Yeah.
when I have some drinks.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
When your hair
Feel
is tucked just right. You had a couple of whiskeys in you.
Yeah. My fedora is ready to be tipped.
We got a few callers who I'm sure were drinking a lot and then thought about picking up on people.
Mom, it's me, your mom. Oh, let me tell you something about tonight. This boy who I was hooking up with showed up at the bar that I was out with my friends after I told him that I wasn't doing anything tonight. And then he, stuck onto us and followed us to the next bar. And then I was dancing with this other boy, and he got, super jealous and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And we were leaving the bar, and I tried to leave before the bar closed, but that didn't happen because, of course. And he, followed us to my friend's cars. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going home. He was like, oh, of course you are. And then he stormed off because he didn't believe me. But I really am walking home alone right now, but sorry that I was dancing with another boy. Who are you? I don't know you. I do know you. We hook up. But it's not like that, you know? So here I am, walking home alone. One boy mad at me, one boy not. You can't win them all, honey bun, let me tell you. All right. Love ya. XOXO. Gossip squirrel.
Gossip squirrel.
Gossip squirrel.
You can't win them all.
I mean, one boy mad at me. What was the other? One
boy not.
One boy not. So simple. So clean. So true. But the issue is, Gossip Squirrel, is you walked home alone.
How'd you end up alone after that?
After two men.
I guess because the first man was following him, so he couldn't really take home the other boy if he wanted to.
Put in those smooth moves, which I know he has.
I bet he's got the smoothest moves.
So, real quick, explain to me what happened.
So, he went to a bar with some friends.
Yeah.
A guy he was hooking up with shows up there.
he texted him and said, don't want you there tonight. Just going out with my friends.
Yeah.
And then he showed up.
Now he's got two guys he's hooking up with.
Well, no. He went to another bar. This guy follows him to the other bar.
Right.
At bar numero dos,
Yeah.
he finds another sexy
Just
man.
meets a new boy.
Sure.
Which,
starts dancing on him.
hell yes. This other man continues to follow him to the car, and he's like, I'm going home. And the boy's response was, of course you are. What does that mean?
A little snarky, you're going home.
Do you think he just didn't believe him? Or
No, I think he was probably
home.
just upset because he was out all night and he probably wanted to go home with him.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder what's going through this guy's head. It's I came here for this person, and he's off dancing with another person. Is it like a Mike Bublé, save the last dance for me type deal? Is he
Probably.
cool with it? He just, wants to play it cool, and then, you go have your fun, and then you'll come home with me, and then
That's
he's,
probably
kinda
what he was
bummed.
thinking.
Yeah. Well, just be honest, people.
But it sounds like he was honest. Said
He
didn't
did,
want
yeah.
to be with this dude. And he wanted to just have a fun night with his friends.
And then he went home alone, so he stayed true to his word, too.
He's a good gossip squirrel. And to be honest, I do feel a bit bad for this guy.
Do you?
Yeah, you've been at a place, and maybe he took it a couple steps too far, where like he shouldn't have gone to the second bar.
Right,
Maybe
yeah.
he should have left halfway through when he saw him dancing with someone else. But like that, like little bit of hope. Hopefully, I've covered it up better than this guy did.
Sure.
But like has kept me places way longer than I should have stayed
yeah.
places.
They're going to take someone home?
Not that I'm going to take someone home, but that there's like a twinkle of hope that maybe they'll
maybe if like we're in the same place.
right, he'll realize how like wonderful I am.
Right.
It's also just nice to know where they end up, because, you know, you leave early. Who knows what happened that night?
And maybe the guy just wanted to see whether he went home with this other
Yeah.
guy or not.
Maybe.
And you're walking home alone. Thanks for calling the Drunk Dial Hotline. I appreciate you calling the Drunk Dial Hotline, the hotline for drunk people to call. 323-905-BEER.
Also, Gossip Squirrel, I feel like you enjoyed it all.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Sounds like a good night.
It sounds like a
Yeah,
great night. You
yeah.
had two boys coming after
Just
you.
fighting over your affection,
Yeah, that does sound lovely.
both hoping they're going to go home with you. And you're like, nope to either.
What an independent woman you are. That is the kind of independent woman I want to be.
So good to hear from you, Mom.
Thank you so much for calling.
XOXO.
Gossip Squirrel.
Do you think him having some sort of liquid courage helped out with this? I mean, like, do you think you could juggle two men at a bar if you weren't somewhat intoxicated?
I think his liquid courage was going for and dancing with that other guy anyways.
Yeah.
I think a sober mind would have been like,
Oh,
this is
no.
uncomfortable.
Now he's here.
Yeah.
I have to stay with him all night.
Sure.
And he's like, fuck it, this is my night. I'm gonna go meet a sexy man. I'm gonna ignore this guy who I've been clear with I don't want to be with.
I'm going to go home
I'm
alone.
gonna call Drunk Dial. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna eat a pint of non-dairy Ben & Jerry's.
I feel like you're projecting now, Zoe.
I don't want to talk about it. But yes, I do want to eat a pint of non-dairy Ben & Jerry's when I
We've
get
got
home at
dessert
night.
in the freezer. It's in the works.
No patience here.
No, patience. I'm not a doctor. Now, if I said something that rhymed with that, it would have been really cool.
Yeah, you
know?
fucked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you're just
Yeah.
a weird guy who starts like
Yeah.
talking in rhythm.
Let's take a listen to the next caller.
I have been drinking with 4 of my friends in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. We are currently eating pizza with pepperoni and onions. Just want to tell you that I love you, and I definitely worked my advantage with an Asian persuasion to get a free drink at a bar. Everyone else is drinking pizza and laughing at me. Love you. Bye.
Drinking pizza.
Did she say drinking
Drinking pizza and laughing at me. Everyone else is drinking pizza and laughing.
Everybody's drinking pizza and laughing at
Maybe
me.
there's a list. Everyone's drinking. Everyone's pizza. Everyone's laughing at
Mutually
me.
enjoying pizza.
What a good combo, though. Pepperoni and onions.
Sounds delicious.
Sounds like
No.
bad breath for the end of the night.
But
Sounds
when
like
you go
heartburn,
home
yeah.
alone, like caller number 1, doesn't matter. You can have pepperoni and onions, and you can have a pint of Ben & Jerry's. Basically, I feel like every night we should just come home, call Drunk Dial, eat a shit ton of food, and cry ourselves to sleep.
That's what we do every night.
That's what we encourage our callers to do. Right. I was actually just more focused on using her femininity to get drinks. I think that's what I was kind of more
Yeah, she
focused
fucking
on.
It's a
used it and
thing.
abused it.
I know a lot of girls who use that
Oh, yeah.
and abuse that.
I mean, you can't say you've never used it and abused
I've
it.
definitely had free drinks and known it was because I was
Yeah.
a girl. But I can't go out there and be like, yeah, I'm just going to trick this guy
No,
to
no,
find
no,
me a
no.
drink and then
I don't
I'm
think-
going to have
I
a
don't
free
think-
drink.
I don't know.
No,
I
there's
would
girls
be-
that are
There
like, we're
a
going
lot of girls.
we're going to a bar, we're
We're
not,
not paying for a
drinks.
single drink.
Oh, God. I
That's a
wish I
thing.
could do that.
No, it's so mean.
It's gross.
No, but I love getting free drinks.
Who doesn't? But it's so gross after the fact when then you have to like
I guess, yeah.
have this horrible conversation with somebody that you don't want to, but they bought you a drink, so they own you.
Oh.
It's a weird in between.
It's a weird implication that if someone buys you a drink, you kind of chat with them for a bit.
Which is honestly, I like boing.
Hey.
I like buying boys drinks.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think it's like a fun, like, power turn Sometimes it makes them feel a bit uncomfortable, and I like that. I make my boys feel a bit uncomfortable.
Just a little bit.
Just keep them on their toes.
I mean, I guess it really comes down to, like, if I find them attractive or not. Because if, like, an unattractive woman was like, here's a drink, and I don't, I personally didn't find her attractive.
I've never done the, like, in order to initiate conversation with someone, buy them a drink.
Yeah.
But, like, I'll be, like, chatting with someone, and it's clear we're vibing.
Sure.
And then I'll be like, let me grab us a drink.
Yeah.
But how smooth is that move when you're like across the bar
I wanna
and
do
the
it one
bartender
day.
tells you? I've had a man do that to me, and it was a really busy bar, and none of my friends could really like see where this drink came from.
That's
so they were
even
like,
cooler.
"Don't drink it. We gotta go. We gotta get out of here."
Oh.
Yeah, because the bartender just kind of like sat down and was like, "This guy wanted to get you this drink." He didn't sell it.
Yeah.
You got a cool bartender though.
Then I just get attracted to the bartender.
Oh no.
I love, though, that she was saying, she was like, I worked my way with Asian persuasion to get my friends drinks. So it wasn't even for herself.
Oh.
And then they're all eating pizza, drinking pizza, and laughing at her. And she calls Drunk Dial Hotline. Which, again, thank you for calling Drunk Dial Hotline. We so appreciate you.
Now, if you bought a girl a drink, have you ever had her just kind of be like, "Thanks," walk away with it?
No, because it's very much like what you were talking about of, like, you're vibing with somebody and it's just like, next round's on
Okay,
me.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's
Which
usually
is-
how it goes. What?
This is a way to... I mean, I agree.
Yeah.
Like, having somebody send you something across the room, I think the way to play that is, like, send a girl a drink across
Yeah.
the room. Then you have to let her come to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
Which you
the nice way to
Interesting.
do
Yeah.
it. Since you're
Interesting.
separated, she doesn't feel obligated to.
Right.
Like, I would accept a drink and not go talk to him if I really didn't want to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Or just give him, like, a nice thanks. And
Well-
then look away quickly so they know that it's not like a come over here.
Oh, God, there's so much.
It's body language.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's nice that you give them the option to come over.
Yeah, because also, I don't know how you play it, but I don't know how I play it, to be honest. But if you, like, see a guy you're attracted to and, like, you, like, make eyes at each other, you know what I'm talking about. It's like do we look at each other, don't we look at each other, should I, like, give you... I don't know what the fuck I do. I probably look like a fucking crazy person. But, like, it's nice that a drink can be, like, opening the door to this option. Rather than me looking like I'm having an aneurysm. Looking in all different directions of the room.
Like, if you're just looking around a bar, sometimes you might make eye contact with the wrong person. And
Right.
then
Well, obviously,
they
but
think
you
you're
have to-
making eye contact with them.
But if you make eye contact with somebody one time, you can't be like, oh, that's my turn to go in and, like, make the kill.
Do you remember that time we were at a bar together and we were already chatting with men? And there was a man just staring at me. And I kept seeing him staring at me. So I would look back because he was blatantly just eyes locked on me. And then I looked at him and said, "What?" And then he walked over and I gave him that same face. And he was like, "Hi, when you're done talking to these guys, you can come over here."
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? And the guy who I was talking to was just in shock. And we were having a great conversation. And then he said, "Is this your boyfriend?" And I said, I thought it was funny. I said yes,
Yeah.
hoping he would just be like, yes, and we like jump in on this
Yeah,
bit
which is
together.
always fun.
But he said no and was just still so in shock. And then I started playing it like, oh, let's argue with each other. Like, what? You're not my boyfriend.
Oh, my God.
I was trying to take it to many different levels, and the men were just like, who is
so
this girl?
confused.
I love how you just come out on crazy talk. Just, like,
Go big or
You
home,
did
guys.
not.
Go big or go home.
wow.
But his tactic
That's
was just to
hilarious.
stare at me until I looked back at him. And then, of course, I made eye contact with him.
Well, that's a crazy person. That's what that is.
Went home alone that night.
I'm sorry, did I not go home with you?
I walked home with Zoe that night.
Thank you.
I love how you don't remember the story, but you're like still offended. That
yeah, 'cause,
you
like,
did.
no
She
way
was
was I
talking.
going
You were
with-
talking to the other guy. There was two guys that we were chatting with.
He must not have been very interesting.
You didn't
don't
like it
remember
at all.
it at all.
Yeah.
As a girl, you gotta be ready to, like, chat with that other dude for the next 45 minutes while you hope that they, like, spark this connection. And then you hope that your friend, like, gets the hint and you're like, is this a thing or is this not a thing?
Is it
'Cause
worth
if it's
it?
not a thing, we gotta go. Or we gotta move to another section of the bar. Because that second friend is always super eager. He's always
He is. He might not even be that weird, but he's always more eager.
right. So then it's just like a lot of listening and like,
Or what if he was in the exact same position? He was just trying to be.
God, I hope so. I wish, I would love to have a moment where like, which would be the moment I like fell in love. Right? Like, your best friend is like off chatting with some man and his friend, and you're like stuck and you're chatting.
He was like, we're only doing this for our
You like can
friends,
acknowledge
right? Yeah.
that that's what that is, and then you fall in love.
Yeah.
Garrett,
Yeah.
you need some more wine over there?
I could use some wine, yeah.
While you guys fill up that glass, we got a real quick voicemail of a man who I think was maybe feeling bold and wanted to call our number
Oh, I'm excited.
and show his move.
Hey, babes.
Hey, babe.
Hey, babe.
Was it Hey Babes or Babe?
I think it was Hey, babes.
It sounded like Babes.
Including you, Garrett.
Thanks.
It felt like he liked a tall ginger in
Thanks,
there.
dude.
Was it Garrett? Garrett, did you call her to say, Hey Babes?
Especially the ginger. It totally was you, wasn't it?
You got me. Can we hear it again?
Hey, babes.
That's like him trying to get us into the boudoir.
Yeah, okay. Now, pickup lines. Guy comes up to you, hey babes, like what is like the grossest pickup line you've heard, and like what is like the most successful pickup line you've heard?
I don't know that I've ever really had a, first of all, successful pickup line.
Really? Like I guess
anyone
yeah, it's
that's
more of
come
like an icebreaker, if anything.
Yeah.
I think compliments are a good way to start,
Compliments
but like
are
an
complicated.
actual specific compliment to you.
Yeah.
When they say,
Right.
"Hey, I really like your dress," they could compliment your clothing.
Yeah.
Or I've been complimented on my dance moves
Totally.
when I get off a dance floor, and I think that's a nicer way to approach someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I tend to connect with people who aren't having a good time at the bar. We're both like, I've had a lot of like, both of us are clearly not having a good
That's
time.
funny. That's
And
funny.
we connect up, we like realize at the same time and we like
Yeah.
laugh at each other,
Yeah.
which is always my favorite because I'm a loser.
That's such a funny connection.
Garrett, you have a rule, which I agree with, but think there should be lenience with it. But Garrett's rule is to never hit on waitresses.
Yeah, you never hit on anybody that's on the clock.
On the clock.
On the clock.
Which I love. Which I once had a guy, I've told you about this story before.
Oh yeah,
I
awful.
once had a guy come in. I was the only one working in the restaurant, and it was like decently busy. And he comes up, and I'm like, "Oh, any table for two, you know, blah blah blah." The shtick. He goes, "You don't remember me?"
Ugh.
And I was like, working. I'm like, "I'm so sorry. Remind me where we met. Like, did you come here? Have you come here before?" He goes, "Oh my God, I can't believe you don't remember me." He goes on and on and on. And then I don't know what I said. I must have. He like said something that clearly meant we had never met before. So I like caught him in the act. Then
Oh, it was an act.
yeah, it was all an act in order to. It was like his pickup line,
Ugh.
Pretend
Yes.
that they've met before.
which is
That's
disgusting.
okay, well.
And then,
It's a real put him down and then build him up thing.
exactly. So then he sits down, and I'm off to another table. I am at the other table. While I was at the table, he goes, "Do you have a boyfriend?" And my answer was yes. I didn't have a boyfriend, but my answer was obviously going to be yes. So he would hopefully stop. So I'm at the other table, and I'm about to take their order, and he very loudly, so the entire restaurant can hear, says, "Does he mind if you cheat on him?"
Oh,
And I turn around and I say, yes, he does. And I just continued on.
it's the worst when other people can see it too.
I mean,
Yeah.
I had at
Oh,
least
it's
6
embarrassing.
tables. It's so embarrassing. And the only person that should be embarrassed is him.
Right.
But like, I don't know if I've definitely felt that angry before, but that is one of the angriest I've ever felt in my entire life.
You spit in this dude's food, right?
I had to keep serving him with a smile on my face. And I didn't even have a manager there, so I couldn't like send someone over to like finish his order. I had to keep fucking going back. He got the salmon. I wanted to punch him in the face.
Of course, he got the salmon.
Don't you remember me? This is a statement that, like, this angers me because I'm bad with names. Like, no, I don't remember you. You weren't interesting enough for me to remember you. So, like, don't be offended by that. It's not my fault that you're not interesting enough for me to remember you. Like, fuck you. If you want me to remember you, be interesting. Don't be mad at me because I don't remember you. I'm sorry your face looks like everybody else's face. People that I love, face tattoos, piercings, cool hair. I remember that stuff. But, like, sorry, plain person that I'll never remember again. No, I don't remember you, and don't be mad at me that I don't, because you suck.
It's interesting, because I have a face that everybody thinks they've met me
Or
before.
everybody's trying to hit on you,
No,
Zoe.
no,
Have you ever
'cause
picked
it
up
is
on
women,
that?
It is women, it is
Yeah,
men,
women
it is all
like
men.
other women too sometimes, Zoe.
No, I'm telling you, I will go...
Homophobe.
No, I have the same thing.
Right, and I'll be in... I went to Portland for the first time, and this guy at the airport was like, we've met before. I know we've met before. I'm like, I've never been in this state. Like, there's no way we've met before. I'm so sorry. I just have one of those faces. So, I have the opposite, though.
Interesting.
Everyone remembers me, whether you've met me or not. That's the crazy person with the twitchy eyes.
Oh my God, your eyes are so twitchy right now.
Natalie, any horrible pickups?
Oh my gosh, at work especially.
Yeah.
Ugh, you want to hear the line that was given to me the other night?
Yeah.
It wasn't even my table, but I've served this man before, and he just loves to tell gross jokes. He's pretty sure comes in with his wife sometimes. He is just that old man that cracks these jokes. And I was clearing their plates, so I was asking them, are you guys interested in dessert at all? And then he was like, I'll take the dessert menu from 22 to 35.
Ew.
And I just,
Oh my God.
I stared at him,
Oh.
I swear to you, with the straightest face. And his son said, you don't get it. And I said, I get it. It's inappropriate. And I walked away. Yeah.
Thank God. Oh.
And then did not go back to that table.
I am so sorry. I hate an old man who likes to joke with the waitress.
Control yourself. It's disgusting.
It's absolutely disgusting.
What a nightmare. Oh, God. To exist in a world with no consequence, right? Just
Where you have to.
You could say anything.
But there's like a thing with, which I know my dad does, like make those like stupid dad jokes that the waiter has to laugh at. And so now when I'm out with my dad, I'm like, Dad, you can't. They don't want to laugh at your jokes, okay, Dad?
They're doing this because they're on the clock.
Right. They're on the clock and you're tipping them. Of course they're going to laugh at your jokes, Dad.
Which comes back to my rule. Don't hit on people that are on the clock.
I hate it.
Because it's not genuine.
Yeah.
You're never going to get a genuine response from somebody that's paid to be nice to you.
I do, however, think, though, that there are exceptions to that rule.
There are.
Here's the thing. I wouldn't want to risk it.
But
you
It's
can
like
do it
not
in-
worth the
You
risk.
can do it in subtle ways that doesn't make the person on the clock uncomfortable.
Yep. Like
Leave
you
a note.
leaving your number is totally fine. If anything, it's flattering.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah,
have
I
to
will
even-
say, yeah.
If you've had a genuine conversation with this person, don't even have to have been like hitting on them the entire time. But feel whether you both are having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
If you like slip the number, then they're free to call or they're free to not.
You heard it here first, guys. Leave a number. Stop being creepy.
Although I have been approached on the clock, and it was nice.
It's flattering.
It was subtle enough,
Right.
and I didn't feel like he was putting me in this corner of like, you have to agree because you're on the clock. It was just a nice...
It probably helped that he was like a more attractive.
And I was just like actually kind of attracted to
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So like step 1, be attractive. Step 2, be attractive.
Right. Always be
Step
attractive.
3, be attractive. Sure.
You had to go back into it,
Have
Garrett.
you ever left your number for someone?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I. And the one time I really, really wanted to, it was this beautiful Irishman who like worked with horses. He was a scientist. And we had this long conversation. It was so slow. He wasn't even my table. But like Josh was like, can you...
Oh, you left your number while you were on the
I
clock.
didn't leave my number, but that's what I was asking. I wanted to so badly, but he wasn't even my table. He was Josh. He was another server's. But I was genuinely having like such a great conversation with him. I was like, I can't, but like I want to. And like, what do you do in that situation? So I couldn't stop thinking about it. I like did the creepy like Google. I did a whole search.
Oh, you found him online.
I found him online. I didn't do
love
anything.
this story.
And I went to work the next day and I was like, okay, if he comes in again, because he was staying in the apartments above. I was like, if he comes in again, you got to do it. Like, just like do it and don't make a big deal. And as I'm walking in, he's walking out. He comes out of the elevator and I was like, so I like say hello. And I've never asked a guy out before. And I was like, do it, Zoe. Do it. Do it. So I was like, I'd love to grab a drink with you. And he goes, oh, I think you're lovely, but my girlfriend wouldn't be very happy about it. And I was like, totally understand.
And then you were like, does your girlfriend mind if you cheat on her?
Exactly. And then we fucked.
In the elevator. Disgusting, Zoe.
Oh.
It was.
I was so happy though I did it.
Yeah.
Because I would have wondered. And the fate of like me literally walking into work and him coming out of the elevator at the same time was like.
All these moments you had.
It was amazing. But then really depressing in the moment.
I'm glad you experienced that. I'm glad you understand what it's like.
For every girl that's rejected you, there's been another girl that you haven't texted.
For sure. Garrett.
We gotta look at the math on this one. You might be right.
It's totally true. Like, everybody deals with it in some way, shape, or another. And yeah, girls aren't often the ones that are initiating it, or
I may have come off a little strong. All I'm saying is like I'm glad you understand the like
anxiety and pressure.
The pressure it takes to approach somebody. And like that's big, and alcohol helps with that at times.
And I was stone cold sober.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I
That's
also
tough.
think it's changing, and maybe with a little liquid courage, it makes it easier for girls. But I think girls are hitting on guys more than guys are hitting on girls nowadays.
I don't think I ever have. But I was a serial monogamous for a long time, so there's just
She's also like so pretty. She doesn't have to hit on boys.
not true at all. Very much single and not getting hit on very much.
Because we don't go out. We sit in our apartment and drink by ourselves and talk about drunk people.
And I wouldn't have it any other way.
I like that you like Googled this guy. Like I really like that you like looked this
Well,
dude
I become
up.
obsessive.
No. And here's the thing. You're not
sound
alone.
so
No.
crazy.
You're not alone. You're not alone.
No.
I meet somebody, I'm looking at their Facebook.
Yeah.
Like
Especially if you
that
have...
night.
Well, there are like so few times where I've had a conversation with someone and it's like really excited me, you know?
Yeah.
So when that happens, I'm like, I want to know what this guy's deal is.
Who is this man?
Who is this man? Who's he talking?
What's going on? What's he up to? What's his new jams?
What's his 411? Where'd he go to school?
How old is he?
Which is such a hard thing in LA.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's the
Sometimes we
first thing
don't
I look at.
know.
And I think some people lie.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not even kidding you. I've been having genuine like nice conversations with women in their 30s, which very attractive women. I sound like Donald Trump. The women I talk to are very attractive. Let me tell you. No. What I'm getting at is like I'll be talking and having like genuine nice conversations, and like the topic will come up of like how old are you, and I say 26, and I could just see it in their face. They're like, oh, you're a baby. Get away from me. And I'm like, fuck, I should just lie. I should just lie and say I'm like 36.
Don't say 36.
If that beard, though, it makes it hard to tell.
Because
You
the
should say
beard is like
30.
this weird buffer zone of like...
I say lie.
I'm just going to lie and say I'm older. Also, like...
Don't say 36, though. Say 30.
Because like they'll look at me like I'm a fountain of youth. No, I'm not going to lie to people. I'm not going to lie to people to get in their pants,
let's just not
Zoe.
lie to people.
Stop it.
Yeah, it's especially hard for guys because I don't even want to date men my own age. I want like at least like a 2-year difference.
Yeah, that's always been the case.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
I
That's
know, but that's what I'm saying. It sucks for
Yeah.
you as a younger guy who's like a mature dude
Right.
that wants to maybe date an older foxy lady. And because of the number,
Yeah.
it immediately is like, well, I don't know.
Yeah. I hate talking to women younger than me.
Younger.
Oh, they're the worst.
Well,
They're the worst.
really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how
Then you're not
that's
talking
how
to-
I feel about men
Totally.
that are younger than me.
That's how I feel about men that are older than me. I don't like men.
Oh my God.
Well, that's interesting though, because then you're not talking to the right ladies.
Yeah, he's not.
You're so stupid.
Shall we take a listen to the next
I
caller?
forgot what our last caller was.
Our last caller just said, "Hey, babe."
Oh yeah, that's good.
Oh, you want a story? Like, nah, you want a story? Fine, I have a story. One time, like, I dated this girl, and she was, like, being dated by me, and, like, she said, oh, she's like, you know, and I was like, fine. But, like, so I tried to, okay, so check this out. So, like, for, like, 2 years, I kept asking her out, and she's like, no. And I was like, I liked her, so I kept asking her out, and asking her out, and asking her out, and she'd be like, no. I'm like, alright, fine. So one time I run into her at like a Subway, and she's like, oh, my boyfriend and I aren't together anymore. I'm like, okay. And she's like, so if you want to take me out, that'd be great. So I'm like, oh my God, want to go out? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, I don't Friday. She's like, okay. That's awesome. I'll go on Friday. So she gives me her address. I'm all excited. I tell my friends, oh my gosh, I'm going out with Courtney. I'm going out with Courtney. So I'm going out with Courtney. And I tell everybody, and then Friday comes and I go pick her up, and her roommate answers the door, and she's like, Courtney's not here. She got back together with her ex-boyfriend. She's sorry. And I was so upset and hurt and like sad, and it's like, so all these people start calling me. They're like, how did you date with Courtney? How did you date with Courtney? How did you date with Courtney? And then my cousin calls and I answer the phone because it's him, and he's like, how did you date with Courtney? I was like, as far as I'm concerned, she get hit by a car. I don't fucking care. I don't care. And like a couple weeks go by, and I'm in Michigan, and I see Courtney in Royal Oak, Michigan. She's on the street, and she's got her arm in a sling, and she's like an eye patch, and like her head's face all scratchy. I was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? What happened? And she's like, I got hit by a car. And I was like, oh, sweet. Now I have 2 wishes left. So take that, Beth. Think about that when you're eating fruit.
Wow.
Dude, that sucks.
Ugh.
I know exactly what you're talking about. The like, you tell a bunch of people you're going on a date and you're like super excited about it, and then like you have to like explain that you got stood up.
But in so many situations, like, you want to tell your friends you're all excited about this new person, and they like want to be just as excited for you,
Yeah.
and then tell them you got dumped.
He put 2 years into this until that magic meeting. Hey, I don't have a boyfriend anymore. She sounds like a bitch.
Yeah. Who doesn't give a boy notice? You can't even let him know. Text him. Call him.
Oh,
send him a
right.
pigeon
Yeah.
carrier.
Cancel the date.
She let him arrive at her
With the
house.
roommate to give the
and
notice.
also, poor roommate. To have to tell him?
Oh.
That's all bad. It's so bad. Also, have
Hey,
you ever persisted someone for 2 years? Like, have you ever persisted someone for that long? Or, like, hope?
Or do you
that
have
something
someone
would
in the back
happen?
of your mind so that when you're like, oh, I'm single now, let's go out?
That isn't an ex? Oh, God.
What?
Interesting plot point.
No, like, because that's always an easy, like, fallback.
Like, oh, I'm single now. Are you single
Right.
again? No, I just mean, like, did you ever meet someone while you're in a relationship and didn't pursue it at all, but then kind of as soon as you broke up, you're like, that person, where are they?
Never while in a relationship. But I've had guys who, and it never ended up actually happening, but who it was like a very clear, like, connection. And it was just like, we would just flirt for 2 years. And I don't think I ever persisted in the way this guy persisted, but like, in the back of my mind, it was always like, oh, maybe that will happen one day. Maybe that's where this is going.
Did it? Did you ever have a date with this man?
The one I'm thinking of, no, we like,
So it's still in the works.
no. We knew each other too well, and it got to a point where we knew each other so well that it was like, oh, I don't actually want that. Yeah.
2 years. That seems like a long time to pursue somebody. And then to just be thrown to the curb.
To his defense, maybe he wasn't pursuing them for 2 years
Right,
when
but he
their
was interested
relationship
for 2 years.
Yeah. Just still thinking about her.
Yeah. And then finally, in a subway. Good old Subway. I just can't believe she didn't text him.
Ugh.
Or call.
But then she actually got into a car accident.
What are the chances?
Like, dude, superpowers or something. Like,
Also, don't you think he's a little bummed that he used it? Okay, so he clearly has got 3 wishes now.
yeah.
Which I love that he can, like, see. I'd be pissed that I used it on some girl that got hit by a car.
Yeah.
But that gave him the awareness.
That he had these powers. So now he could really do the best.
He can hone
with these
in
last
on his 2 wishes.
Give us a call back.
Yeah, let
us know what your last 2 wishes
Let us know your
are.
dreams. Let us know which ones came true. Yeah.
We got one left?
We got one left. Let's hear it.
Yes.
Hi, I got this number from a friend. Drunk question mark. I was gonna call my ex, but then I was like, I don't think that's a good idea because I might say something that I regret. So I'm here. I'm not in my hometown. I almost got beat up tonight by this guy who wore an Affliction t-shirt and did all the steroids. I don't even know what I did. I was just talking to a girl that I thought was his sister, but it turns out that it was his girlfriend. Ugh, bad idea. And now I'm going to eat a jerk chicken sandwich with a side salad, because I like salad. But yeah, I was going to call my girlfriend because I was like, I feel lonely, you know? But instead, I called you guys. Oh, man. Or I should talk to my friend. That's a good idea. Friend who's like, I don't want to listen to your problem, so call this number where they'll talk about it even if they don't know who you are. And just, I don't know if you know who I am. I star 67 this because anonymity is key, but the NSA is watching. So, you know, I'm drinking water now, which is a good idea. Maybe at some point I'll be like, I should stop leaving a voicemail to some strangers about my life, you know? But whatever, it's fine, you know? Laissez-faire. That's the thing. I don't know what it means, but just let it be. Let it be, let it be. I'm looking right now. There's a broken cello on the wall of this bar. I feel like that's a metaphor for my life. It's like there could be so much beauty in it, but right now, it's just not capable of it. Oh, I should maybe go see therapy, but I don't have insurance, so it's too expensive. I just want to do copay, you know? I just want to, like, not be alone. You know? Loneliness is a bitch, man. It's like, yo, why can't I just find somebody? And that's it. Be done. But that's just life. Anyway, I'm going to go drink more because this water's not making me feel better. And I need to numb the pain. Honesty! Anyway, this is fun. Bye.
I think this is my boyfriend. I just fell in love.
Yeah, me too. Like,
I'm so sad that this man star 67 calling Drunk Dial Hotline because I'd break some rules and I'd find out who he was.
Attention listeners, we promise to not use your phone numbers for anything other than the Drunk Dial Hotline podcast.
Beep. Back to our regular program.
like, I connected with this guy on so many levels.
Me too! First of all, he hit so many points.
Uh-huh.
He did politics. He did food. He did,
Artistic symbolism.
Of a cello.
A broken cello.
He almost got beaten up by a guy in an Affliction t-shirt.
All the steroids.
all the steroids. And
On
I
all
love
the
that
steroids.
after that, he's like, well, now gotta go get jerk chicken and some salad on the side, which would be my decision as well.
Zoe loves you.
I love you.
I can see it in her
Oh my
eyes.
God, I'm blushing.
He just doesn't want to be alone.
He doesn't want to be
Oh.
Nobody does.
And I
Nobody
love
does.
that he said laissez-faire. It's like it's lesbian.
I heard lazy fair. The lazy community fair.
NSA. He hit on insurance. Dude, you are speaking to our generation. He is current. He is hip. He is with it.
Caller, if you're listening, we encourage you to call back again We encourage you to start your own podcast.
And we encourage you to ask.
Thank you so much for calling. I love that he just knew this was the right thing to do.
Yeah. No, he didn't want to call his ex. He didn't want to annoy his friends, so he called us. And you know, we appreciate it.
But we're so glad he called. So glad all of these callers decided to call the Drunk Dial Hotline in their moment.
Oh, thank you to all the callers tonight. These are fun messages.
Yeah, keep
These
them
were
coming.
good ones. And thank you to the listeners who have now made it through 5 episodes, hopefully.
Whoa, you deserve.
Keep drinking, keep calling, and keep listening.
And calling number 5, give me a call.
Oh my God.
The Drunk Dial Hotline.
That felt great.
It felt so fun.
Yeah.
I'm sweating.
I'm like the perfect level of drunk.